presented by Capital One, and welcome back, finally, to Gainesville, Florida. We are ready for game number 2 of the Gainesville Regional. The Miami Hurricanes set to take on the Troy Trojans. 4 hours plus. We've been sitting here waiting to go. 6:05 was the scheduled first pitch. You see what rolled through Gainesville. Heavy rain. We had lightning in the area, so a lengthy delay. But finally, we're going to play 10:15 Eastern time here in Gainesville. Florida with a walk-off win over Rider to get things started much earlier today. They'll take on the winner of this game coming up tomorrow evening. The loser turns around and plays tomorrow against Rider. Eric Fried, Lance Cormier, so happy to finally be with you after the long delay. We're ready for a good one because Troy and Miami, 2 very good teams, and this should be a good late-night battle in Gainesville.
Yeah, you got 2 teams that are excited to be in this regional, right? Miami expects to be in the postseason. They have a history of being in the regional. Troy has missed it the last couple of years, but they're excited to be in it right now. And that's the team right here, Miami, led by Derek Williams. He is the guy in the middle part of this order. This is, if they make it far in the postseason, it's because he continues to do what he's been doing. 376, 15 homers, 66 RBI. He's the guy who is going to get it done in the middle of this order.
One of the very best players in this regional plays for Troy, the catcher, Jimmy Janicki.
Yeah, how about this? The year of the catcher. We have so many good catchers in college baseball this year, and this guy is another one just like it. Athletic behind the plate. He's one of the best in defensive run saved, but you also see he is leading Troy in all triple count categories, and if they go far, he's a main reason why.
How happy is everyone that we're finally playing? Well, Miami tells you the story as they get ready to take the field. And if you want to get pumped up, let's take you into the Troy huddle. Blake Cavell gets you pumped up. Trojans ready to go, as are we. First pitch next. The NCAA Baseball Regionals are presented by Capital One. What's in your wallets? That's how Game 1 ended here in Gainesville. Walk-off, Brendan Lawson leading off the 9th inning as the Gators picked up the 8-7 win over Rider. Let's see what happens between Troy and Miami as you take a look at the Trojans batting order, one of 5 teams representing the Sun Belt Conference. And it'll be Aaron Pisecki leading things off with Josh Pine, Blake Cavell, before we get to Janicki in the cleanup spot. And on the mound for Miami, the ace of the staff, Rob Evans.
Yeah, 91-96. The biggest thing right now, Coach J.D. Arteaga said we had to go with our ace right here because of Troy's left-handed hitters. And boy, he's a good one. Holding guys to 191 if you're batting from the left side. See that it's just a 3-pitch mix. It's really fastball, slider, changeup, nothing else, but tough to square up. I mean, you're talking a guy just not many hard hit balls for him this whole year.
Pitch against Stanford in the ACC tournament, went 7, gave up 4 hits, 2 runs, a couple of walks, 6 strikeouts. Hurricanes picked up 2 wins in Charlotte before getting knocked out by Georgia Tech. Troy knocked out by Southern Miss in the Sun Belt tournament in game 16 of that tournament, long tournament. And finally, after the long wait, Pisecki takes strike 1. 4-hour and 15-minute delay. The game was supposed to start at 6. Grounded off foul. There was weather threatening. We didn't have rain hit the field until 7:38 p.m., but when it hit with both fists.
Yeah, with a fury, boy. It came in, and it was nonstop. I thought there was no chance, but you kept talking to people around Gainesville. They've been around the program. They're like, oh, don't worry. It'll drain. And it did.
Kudos to the grounds crew doing a fantastic job to take care of the field, get it ready to play, and getting underway at 10:15. And it's comfortable. Temps dropping into the mid-70s, so it was one of those occasions where it was very hot and humid today when Florida and Rider played, but it's gorgeous right now. And not a breath of wind at the moment. Flags lying limp beyond the left field fence. Good start for Evans. Gets Pisecki 1 away.
Yeah, I love it. Just shows the fastball early. He goes 3 straight fastballs, and then he said, okay, like you spit on that one, how about this? Take that one right there, a little slider off the plate. Anytime you get that batter going into the left-handed, if he's left-handed going to that first base dugout on the swing, you know you got a good one.
6 lefties in the Troy lineup. Here's the right-handed hitter, Josh Pine. Fouls it off for strike one. 282 on the season for the redshirt senior third baseman. Had a home run, big home run in the Saturday win against Southern Miss for Troy. Won a couple of elimination games, 11-10 over South Alabama, 9-6 over Southern Miss. Helped punch their ticket as an at-large team into the NCAA tournament. First appearance for Skylar Mead's team since 2023. There you see the fifth-year head coach who coaches third. Works with the pitchers, of course, former pitcher himself back in the day at Louisville. 1-1 to Pine. Out of play, and it's 1-2. C. Evans worked from the stretch. Throws back to his time as a reliever last year for Miami. 17 appearances, did not make a start through 15 innings. Role has made a big change this year where he's emerged as the lead starter for the Hurricanes. Second team all-conference selection, ready with the 1-2. Grounded to deep third. Gabriel Milano across the diamond. And the throw is in time, 2 down.
It's just a high hopper. He had to wade back on it, but look at that at the very end of it. You see the first baseman Sosa having to come almost into the runner, but a nice job of staying on that bag, making the play.
Yeah, kept the toe just on the bag. I saw Meade taking a peek into the dugout to see if they should perhaps ask for a review, but we play on, 2 down.
And that's one of those situations where the extra base, that green bag, plays a pivotal role, because if that's straight up on the white bag, you would have probably seen a collision on that play.
Double first base coming in handy there for the safety of both Sosa and Pine moving down the line. Here is Blake Cavell, the Australian. I don't like to speak for you because you're a man who could speak for himself, but I think I can speak for you in saying we enjoyed our conversation with Blake yesterday.
Yeah, absolutely. Very fun guy, just energetic. We obviously saw him in the huddle firing up the boys, but very well spoken too.
Chop to second, backing up on it is Jake Ogden, and it's a 1-2-3 inning for Rob Evans. We are underway late night in Gainesville. Miami comes to the plate when we come back. Lineup: Ogden, Galvin, Williams, the top three. Sosa in the cleanup spot with 17 home runs to lead the team. Williams and Sosa tied for the team lead in RBIs with 66. Freshman in the middle of the lineup, down towards the end there in the 5, 6, 7 spot. Alvarez, Dubovic, Milano coming off very good performances in the ACC tournament. And they will face Benjamin Stubbs, the lefty, on the mound for Troy.
Yeah, Stubbs guy wants the ball. He's 4-3 on the year, but in his 15 starts, he's taking that ball every single weekend. 79 innings. It's going to be fastball from 91 to 96. He's a little guy, 5'11", but it's a lightning quick arm. And, man, he has the 4-pitch mix, but, man, it comes down to how you're going to get your outs. He's going to go to that slider. It's a true out pitch. That's how he's racked up those 72 punch outs.
Stubbs got a start against Southern Miss in the Sun Belt tournament. Went 5, gave up 7 hits, 2 runs, walked 3, struck out 5. 16th start of the season, leads the team with 79 innings of work. Just 6 home runs allowed on the season for Benjamin Stubbs, a senior from Macon who played at Division II Flagler the last 3 years. He'll face the senior second baseman Jake Ogden to lead things off for the Hurricanes here in the first. Ogden at .305 on the season, was 2 for 15 at the ACC tournament. See how he does here in the NCAA tournament. 51st appearance all-time for Miami in the NCAA tournament. Ball 1 to Ogden. There's a strike at 94. Someone's a little fired up right now. 1-1.
Oh, I can tell you that's one thing. If you question the Troy Trojans, they're going to bring some energy. They are every bit fired up to be in this regional right here.
Line shot to left. He'll hang in the air for the left fielder Drew Nelson to put it away. Hard hit, but 1 down.
Yeah, how about 109 miles an hour off the bat? Little slider in the zone, but guess what? Beautiful part about baseball, you can hit it like that, and it's an out.
Here's a left fielder for Miami, Max Galvin. Left-handed hitter facing the left-hander Stubbs. Galvin, the senior from Coral Gables. Really good in the NCAA tournament a season ago, 14 hits. Hattiesburg All-Regional selection. They won the Hattiesburg Regional last year, knocking off Southern Miss 5-4 in Game 7. Ended up losing to Louisville in the Supers. First trip to the Supers since 2016 for the storied Miami program. Under head coach J.D. Arteaga, the Miami alum. (0-2) to Galvin. J.D. now in his 3rd year as the head coach of his alma mater, but his 24th season now on the Miami staff.
Well, he's a guy I grew up watching pitch. He had some phenomenal years pitching for the Hurricanes. That kind of mid to late 90s, 95, 96, 97. Some nice World Series runs.
Another one fouled off by Galvin. This Miami team has been very consistent overall all season. They have not lost more than 2 games in a row. JD pointed that out to us yesterday. Done it 3 times actually. Once was against Florida. Galvin to the shortstop. The shift actually on, so it's the 3rd baseman Pine across to Cavill. 2 down. I'll bring up Derek Williams.
You can tell right there the fastball's got some juice. It was 95 with some late life. It's got some run back over the middle of that arm side, and that was such a defensive swing by Galvin. I mean, it just right at the 3rd baseman.
Williams at .376, second team all-conference selection. Really good last 10 games, hitting .405. Take strike 1. Troy back in the tournament for the first time since 2023. Likely familiar with the story last year. They were the first team out of the NCAA tournament selection, so disappointment for Skylar Mead's team a season ago. They upped the strength of schedule. They played a very, very tough schedule, 6th in Division I in strength of schedule entering the tournament. And the committee rewarded them for playing that tough schedule with an at-large bid on Selection Monday. Another good heater, up to 95 now for Stubbs.
That strength of schedule, you have to go all the way back to 2017 or 18 that a non-Power 4, Power 5 school has had a top 10 strength of schedule like Troy did this year.
Stubbs told us yesterday that, and this was no disrespect to Miami, he said, because you've played that tough schedule, because you've gone out there this year and knocked off some really good teams like Georgia and Alabama, will you be intimidated? He's like, just another game. It's just another game for us. And that's one of the byproducts of playing such a tough schedule. You have faced guys like Derek Williams. And then think about the Sun Belt this year, getting 5 teams into the NCAA tournament. Your conference schedule was tough as well. Trojans certainly belong in the tournament after what they've done this year. Rolled to third, spins in fair, throwing off balance, and on target. Pine to first, and it's a 1-2-3 inning for Benjamin Stubbs. Little smile as he comes off the field. Scoreless after 1. Heading to the second, some more on the Troy Trojans out of Alabama. They lost via walk-off grand slam to Southern Miss in the Sun Belt tournament, and then Skylar Mead's team bounced back and 1-2 the next day. He said that was one of the most impressive things he's ever been a part of, and this is a Troy team that plays with a lot of swagger and a chip on their shoulder.
Yeah, I think this is not a team with one chip. They have a chip on the other shoulder. They even carry a backpack full of chips. That's just how they've played. And he said he loved the fact that they were able to flush that game. You're talking about their hearts just ripped out of their chest on that grand slam on a pitch he said that they were trying to throw in the other batter's box, but he said he loved the way they answered that back.
And here is Jimmy Janicki leading things off. 350 on the season, 17 home runs, 73 RBI, the team leader in all 3 categories. OPS over 1,000. For the sophomore, Sun Belt Player of the Year. Big cut. Evans, little shoulder shake after throwing 94. It's 0-2. Fly ball, right side of the infield, drifting into foul territory is Alex Sosa. One down here in the second. Well, Skylar Mead admitted that doubleheader sweep got them into the tournament, although he told us he wasn't sweating things out on Selection Monday. Now, however, when you're from Alabama and you see Auburn Regional, Tuscaloosa Regional, and the Troy name doesn't pop up, the players admitted, well, you start to sweat a little bit because we thought maybe we'd be in one of those two spots. But we've seen with other teams, we saw it in softball, saw it with baseball, the way they're seeding teams now. Some teams are going to different places, like Troy coming over to Florida.
And that's what, obviously they're excited to be in. You can't pick and choose where you go, but they're excited to also not go to a team like Alabama and Auburn who they played during the season. And he's like, look, we haven't played Miami, so this is exciting and fun for the guys to see a different team as opposed to somebody that they played during the year.
Center fielder, the senior Stephen Meyer, up with one down. First team all-conference selection in the Sun Belt. 2-0 the count to Meyer. Hit .412 in the Sun Belt tournament. 3-0. That Troy dugout will let you know how they feel throughout the course of the game. They're usually feeling pretty good. Three and one. Little pump fake of the bat toss. Think it was ball 4, but it's 3-1. Tommy Separulo behind the plate tonight.
You can see Stephen Meyer talking to Mr. Separulo going, hey, is that the lowest you're going to go? Because he felt like that was pretty low.
That one misses up, and it's a one-out walk to Meyer. I'll bring up the senior left fielder, Drew Nelson. Nelson at .311 on the season, 37 RBI. He had 7 in the Sun Belt tournament. Ball 1 to Nelson. Troy as a team hitting .285 on the season, 78 home runs. They hit .318 in the Sun Belt tournament, hitting 6 homers. They did steal 8 bases in the tournament. 2-0.
Think about that. They stole 8 bases in the tournament. They only have 49 the rest of the season. They must have figured out, hey, like, let's put a little pressure on the defense, see what can happen. See if that's something they take advantage of early in this game. Meyer has 9 at first.
Played 5 games total in the Sun Belt tournament. Miami played 3 in the ACC tournament.
Just got to think, you got 50-something games, and you basically stole 41. You go to the conference tournament, play 5, and steal 8.
Three and 2 now to Nelson.
And 3-1, gets the fastball in a big swing. You see him kind of shaking off right here. Does he have enough guts to go to the 3-2 breaking ball?
Ground ball to first, looking for the force. Good pick at second by Sheehan, the shortstop, to retire Meyer. 2 down.
Yeah, first baseman Sosa, right? Maybe you want to do like a spin move to get your shoulders there. When he goes on the inside part, he doesn't get the shoulders all the way turned, and he's big-time pickup right there, like you said.
Defense has been the biggest concern for Miami this season. 85 errors, tied for most amongst ACC teams, and talked to Miami about it yesterday. It's still an area they're hoping improves here this week, but facts are facts. 85 errors is a big number.
Well, you can just see the way that he spun, right? You, as a first baseman, you're thinking you spin glove side, or anytime as an infielder, you're going to spin glove side. Right there, he spins inside, and if you do, you better get those shoulders turned all the way so you can make a strong throw.
Back to the pitcher, Evans, with the flip to first, and that will do it for Troy in the second, scoreless here. Game 2 of the Gainesville Regional. 38 wins for Miami overall, 16 coming in conference play, good for 5th in the ACC. They lost to Georgia Tech in the semifinal round, although they kept Georgia Tech under their average runs per game, which is saying something. Georgia Tech scored 9, but a big loss for Miami. Still out with an injury. Daniel Cuvée not going to be available here in this regional as he's dealing with a back problem.
Yeah, you're talking about a guy that hits .305 on the year, has 12 homers, 14 doubles, and 45 RBIs. I mean, a big middle-of-the-order bat that you're going to miss.
Alex Sosa leads it off and pumps one foul for strike one. Cuvée hitting .305, 12 home runs, 45 RBI in 41 games this year. Still enough in 41 games to be named second-team all-conference selection. Remember last year, Hattiesburg Regional MVP. He was excellent in the postseason. He was excellent all season long. He's been excellent throughout his Miami career, and they've just had to figure things out without him. His last game was April 22nd, so this is 15, now 16 games that he's missed in a row with that fracture in the back. We did ask Miami, is it possible that if you win this regional that he could play in the Super? There's hope there, but there's nothing guaranteed. But they did not come out and say his season is over, we're shutting him down. It's just he's unavailable here in Gainesville this weekend.
Obviously, they'd like to be able to make that decision and move on and see if he is, but it's a day-to-day situation. But, man, a guy that you really would love to have in your lineup, especially you mentioned the postseason success he had last year. That experience goes a long way.
Ground ball, playing in the outfield grass. Darnell at second. Sosa's retired. One away. Now the 3 freshmen in a row for Miami take center stage, and they've done a fantastic job. The 3 freshmen led Miami in the ACC tournament in hitting. They combined to hit .514. It starts with Alonso Alvarez. All-tournament team selection. Alvarez, 7 of 12 in Charlotte. Team high 7 hits, including 3 for 3 against Georgia Tech in the semifinal round. You can see what these 3 freshmen did in Charlotte.
Well, you always hear the saying, right? They're not freshmen anymore after you've gone through a full 56-game season, and they're definitely not playing like it.
101 to Alvarez, 323 on the season for the freshman catcher. A couple home runs amongst those 7 hits. Talked to JD about the freshmen yesterday. He's like, we knew they'd be good, knew they were talented, but how and where do we play them? And guess what? It's another postseason hit for Alonso Alvarez. He stays hot. First hit of the game comes with 1 out in the second. And those things figure themselves out. How do we play these guys? How do we get them in the lineup? Well, when you do things like this on a consistent basis, you're going to have your name in the lineup every day.
Absolutely. You get a chance to get some knocks and get the at-bats, and if you start producing, guess what? They're going to find a place to play. They'll move a position, give you a new glove. If you never played outfield, guess what? You're going to play in the outfield. You square the ball up like this and keep producing like they have, they're going to stay in the lineup.
Dubovic, freshman DH, 5 hits in Charlotte. He lifts a fly ball to right field. Houston Markham is the right fielder tonight for Troy. He's got it. 2 down. Here comes the 3rd freshman, and he has stepped into the role of Cuvée. 17th start for Gabriel Milano, playing at third base, 333 on the season. 5 for 10 in the ACC tournament. Strike 1 to Milano. Stubbs and Janicki waiting for the pitch to be called, trying to get on the same page, it would appear. Here's the 0-1. 0-2. One and two. Do it again.
Little cutter. That's one of the second or third times we've seen the cutter coming in about 88 to 90. Just enough movement to get off the barrel toward the end of that bat. You'll see Stubbs throw that down and away to a left-handed hitter, thinking it's going to be the fastball in the outer third, and just enough break to get to the black.
Another 1-2 from Benjamin Stubbs. Called strike three. First strikeout for Stubbs, 73rd of the season, and that will do it for Miami. In the second, we'll talk with their head coach, J.D. Arteaga, when we come back. On with us. I mean, it's Florida. You're prepared for these things. What'd you guys do in the 4+ hour weather delay here in Gainesville, JD?
There's some hacky sack going on, some card playing, some watching, regional baseball around the country.
Oh, like everybody else. That's what we were doing, except for the hacky sack and the cards. But.
Well, Coach, we want to talk about just the maturation of the three freshmen in your lineup. Just overall, just the development. What have you guys done with them this year?
Very talented guys, man. And we kind of were concerned how do we get them in the lineup. We have a veteran lineup to start the season, but due to some injuries, Alvarez has been forced to catch, and Milano at third base, and Dubovik as well at DH. So it's kind of fun to watch these guys grow up right before your eyes, man. It's a special class.
JD, we appreciate it. Thanks so much.
Thanks, guys.
Like I said, a little card playing. Okay.
All right. That's how Lance Cormier killed time during
somebody asked me, too. Somebody had asked. We were just walking around. I just kind of moseyed around the stadium and took some tours of Florida's locker room and their cages and pitching labs and lounge area, and then saw the rest of Condon Family Ballpark about 3 times. But as one of the guys in the press box said, "You want some cards?" And I was like, that would be nice, but no, I'm good.
Yeah. I was here examining the Doppler radar, making it look like I knew what I was doing. And, it took forever for the rain to start, but I was trying to be on top of things. And
appreciate you getting the rain to stop for us.
Yeah. It only took me 4 hours and 15 minutes. Ground ball to short off the bat of leadoff hitter for Troy, Jabe Boroff, the DH. One down here in the third inning for Troy. Bring up the sophomore right fielder, Houston Markham. Houston had a good Sun Belt tournament, 7 of 18 at the plate, 5 runs scored. From Pike Road, Alabama. Swing and a miss for strike one.
You know, Eric, I mentioned earlier, lefties are only hitting 191 off of Rob Evans. As you see, another easy, just slow roller, nice play.
Good also by Markham, but Sham with the arm, 2 down.
How about off the slider? .088. This right here, though, is a little fastball. It's got some run into the hands, all little jam shot, but love to see the hustle in. A lot of that play is made on just the first step, coming in hard, charging that ball, and just seeing how sweet the hands are, glove to hand, and making a nice throw.
Top of the order for Troy. Piasecki struck out his first time. Strike 1. One and one. Piasecki led Troy with 11 hits in their Sun Belt tournament run. Tapped. Going to be a tough play. Evans throws it down the right field line into foul ground. Piasecki's at second. He'll hold there. Error number 86 on the season for the Hurricanes. Scored a hit and an error on the pitcher Evans, allowing Piasecki to take second.
Yeah, another defensive swing right here. You make a great pitch, and this is where you look at the position and where the guy is. I know he's trying to make a heck of a play, throwing it without really seeing where the runner is, but that's one you want to put in your pocket, because now that error puts a Troy runner into scoring position. And obviously you got to get a 2-out hit, but second time through the lineup, again, he's dominated through that first part. Not many good swings on the fastball or the slider.
Ball 1 to Josh Pine, who grounded to third his first time. Piasecki has his 12th hits of the postseason. In scoring position with 2 down. Tried to check, could not. It's 1-1.
That's disgusting. That was an 85-mile-an-hour slider. Watch this swing. Like you said, try to check it up. Whoa.
Well, you talked about the numbers with the slider. I mean, he's having success against righties, not just lefties with that pitch.
Oh, yeah, righties are at a whopping 175 when it comes to the average.
Slider?
Yeah. Again, we mentioned in the open, the scouting report, tough to square up. And when you look at the numbers, lefties hitting 191, righties hitting 207. So not giving up many hits. He's going to make you earn it.
Fly ball to the shortstop. Sheehan has it, and that will do it for Troy in the third. We're scoreless heading to the bottom of the third in Gainesville. Bottom of the third, joined now by Troy assistant coach Adam Godwin. Adam, you seem to have a kind of a fun-loving bunch. What do you guys do during a 4-hour weather delay?
Man, there was a whole lot of everything going on in those cages. A little hacky sack, a little card game, a little TV watching, a little bit of everything.
Hey, I saw some football being played, and I was like, dude, this is. And I feel like I saw the starting pitcher Stubbs out there throwing the football in the cage with him. But hey, I wanted to talk to you about just what this Troy program means to you, Adam. A former player, you've been a coach, you've been on multiple staffs here, and just what this Troy program means to you.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's a great question. I think it's a two-part answer to that. I think, one, it's respecting the history of Chase Riddle, Bobby Pierce, Mark Smart, some of those guys that laid the foundation for Troy. And then you look here what Coach Meade and the staff and all these guys, they come in here and pour a little gasoline on it with attitude, toughness, and discipline, things like that.
It's always good to sprinkle a little gasoline as long as you can control the flame a little bit.
That's right, man. You know, we preach juice, but it's controlled juice. And it starts with our head coach, man. He's got it every day. He's the same guy, shows up and demands that from everybody, and here we are.
I feel like you can match his energy, though.
Well, I don't know. I try to, you know. He's the head guy, so I'm trying to follow him.
All right, Adam, we appreciate it. Thanks so much.
Thank you, guys.
2-0 the count. Bottom half of the third inning. Eight, 9, and 1. Cheyenne to lead things off. Two and 1.
You know, outside of that one ball we had hit to left field at like 110 off the bat, I mean, both these pitchers have been all in on the hands. Love how they've been pitching in. We've seen, he mentioned juice. We've seen some juice from the left side. I mean, you have both starters up to 96 on their fastballs with all kind of movement.
This one is hit hard, it's hit high, and it is hit out. Vance Cheyenne with his third home run of the season, and Miami's on the board, 1-0 Hurricanes.
We got an 86-mile-an-hour slider, and he's trying to go down and in. Boy, look at that. That's just middle in. Perfect job right there to just keep those hands in and get the bat to the ball like he's done it before. He said home run number 3. That's a shot.
'80th home run as a team for Miami this year. And here's the number 9 hitter, Fabio Peralta. So the Hurricanes break through in the third, the home run by Cheyenne. I think we have 2 hard hit balls now on the night. That qualifies?
That qualified.
Cowell's going to go for the tag. He'll apply it to Peralta, 1 down. So Benjamin Stubbs gets the ground ball. You talked about him a little bit earlier, how he came to Troy. He was a 2-pitch pitcher at Flagler. Now it's a 4-pitch mix for Benjamin Stubbs.
Yeah, and he added the changeup, added also the curveball. Now the changeup's become a real pitch. You see him grip it right there as he goes into the glove. He sets the changeup grip first. And that's what Skylar Meade said. He goes, there was one game, all of a sudden he goes, dude, I called the first one, and it was nasty, so then I started calling it again. He goes, he ended up throwing 38 pitches as you see a fastball pulled for a hit by pitch right off the lower leg.
Ogden down to first. Maybe brush the pant leg. I think it got maybe just the bottom of the pants. Max Galvin at the plate. Hit hard and foul. Galvin grounded to third his first time. Ogden aboard with 1 down and a run in here in the third. Winner takes on Florida tomorrow night here in Gainesville. Fly ball out of play. How about that first game? Florida was on top 4-0, and the game was just getting started in the 8th. 6 in the top of the 8th for Ryder. Florida answered back, Ryder answered back, and in the end, it was a walk-off win for the Gators.
Yeah, you want to talk about your emotional roller coaster. Basically, the whole game, Florida dominates. The pitching was great, and something happened to Ryder in the 8th inning. They came afire, and it was a laser show from then on out.
Russell Sandifer got the start for Florida. He looked good, 5 2/3. Kevin O'Sullivan was talking after the game about, I thought he ran out of gas, and then it was McDonald out of the pen. He also ran out of gas, and then some of those plus arms in the bullpen just had trouble against the Bronx, who just kept fighting. Check on the runner.
I mean, it's been an unbelievable first day of regional action. Lots of upsets. 7 3 seeds have won. 3 number 4 seeds have won, and you have some games still going on that are really tight.
Biggest one, UCLA, number 1 overall seed, falling to St. Mary's 3-2. Fly ball, shift is on, so a long way to go, and it's off the glove, and it drops in. Pine was playing over its shortstop. He ended up in shallow left field behind third and ended up hitting the heel of his glove, and it drops in.
Yeah, he kept checking to see if the right fielder Nelson was coming in on him, and it just looked like the last second he just takes his eye off the ball, because, I mean, he had that ball. He had plenty of time, easily to run under it.
Scored an error, and conversation coming on the mound as Skylar Meade will head out. Meade, the head coach, and also handles the pitching staff for Troy. '50th error of the season for Troy. They came in with a .977 fielding percentage. Team that doesn't beat themselves. Two on, 1 out here in the third with a run in. St. Mary's with a win over UCLA in the Los Angeles Regional. First time the number 1 overall team has lost their opening game. Jacob Johnson, a couple of home runs for the Gales. Milwaukee with the win over Auburn. I'll just keep moving past that one. Little Rock with the victory over Southern Miss. Number 9 overall national seed out of the Sun Belt. Williams with a swing and a miss for strike 1. So at last check, 3 4 seeds had won.
3 4 seeds, 7 3 seeds.
We got caught up tracking the weather
Right.
and seeing first pitch here, so I haven't jumped in since then.
You also have a couple. You got Texas State and USC not at 3, so that's another 2-3 game. Cal Poly's up 6-2 in the 8th. Another 3 seeds. So the 3 seeds have dominated.
How about ECU with the win over Tennessee, 7-3 in 14 innings. No one likes a 14-inning game, first game of the tournament.
Except the other team sitting in that 1-0 game. They're like, oh, yeah,
right.
thank you, guys.
Good point. Williams just got a piece, fouled it off.
Yeah, I saw a tweet about that. They're like, and the big winner out of the East Carolina-Tennessee game is North Carolina.
Plate umpire giving Janicki a moment there after the foul tip caught him. Got beat up a little bit in the Sun Belt tournament. Actually played in the outfield some too. He's smiling about it now. The 0-2. Gets past Janicki and the runners will advance.
You see the changeup just spikes it right in front of the plate. That's just really tough to block. He thought it was going to bounce up on him. It stays down, scoots right into the 5 hole.
Wild pitch on Stubbs, second and third. with 1 out, and a 1-2 now to Williams.
The situation here is a strikeout guy, you know it. Less than 2 outs, runner on first base. Got to be able to get that punch out or get you a fly ball in the infield.
Chop foul.
Williams just proven to be a tough out. You don't put up numbers like he's done all year, being an easy out, spoiling some pitches. You said second team, 374, 15 homers and 60-some RBIs. That's second team?
OPS 1178.
Yeah.
This is crushed. Left center field doesn't have enough. It does. What an effort by Meyer, but Williams leaves the yard. 3-run shot, 4-0 Miami.
Well, how about inning Hurricanes? This is a slider. It's down in the zone. Look at him go down and get it. Like you said, the effort was great. Meyer at the top. This is 389. That's a big part of the ballpark. Love the effort, but boy, look at the emotion. Derek Williams, home run number 16. How about that RBI number 67, 68, and 69, putting the Canes up 4-0.
2 home runs in the inning for the Hurricanes to go up 4-0. Squibb back and holding on to it is Darnell. It'll be an infield hit for Sosa.
How about that back-to-back pitches? We got a jack 100-mile-an-hour plus off the bat. Now we got a 59-mile-an-hour jam shot. But the beauty of our game, if you hit it doesn't matter how hard you hit it. If you hit it where they're not, you can get on base.
Here's Alvarez, singled his first time. Takes ball 1.
You know, I hate to think about what that error did to Benjamin Stubbs, just the confidence, the momentum, everything. You think you got that out, you're going to have man on first base, 2 outs, and now all of a sudden you drop a fly ball. Head starts spinning, everything else starts happening so quickly.
Sheehan led off the inning with his 3rd home run of the season. Peralta with the ground out, but then Ogden hit by a pitch. Galvin reaching on the error that Lance just mentioned, and then Williams with home run number 16 on the season, the 3-run shot. Sosa follows with a single, and it's 3-0 now to Alvarez. 3-1.
You know, Eric, it's tough. When you see a rocket ground ball that's not able to be made or something like that, you understand it a little bit. But a fly ball that's just a routine catch, you almost move on to the next hitter. And when that's dropped, it's tough as a pitcher to kind of go back, lock back into that other hitter.
Stubbs now up above 50 pitches, 25 coming here in this 3rd inning.
We actually have 4 number 4 seeds.
Up to 4 now?
Yeah.
Who's 4th?
You had St. John's beat Florida State.
All
That was
right.
the other one.
There you go. So St. Mary's, Milwaukee, Little Rock, St. John's. little pause here because there's a sprint to the bullpen for some of the Troy players and staff to go get that bullpen up and running. A little earlier than they'd want to do so as we play here in the third. Another 3-2 coming. Alvarez goes fishing, can't get it. Strikeout number 2 for Stubbs. 2 away.
Early on in the game, sorry about that, Eric. Early on in the game, it was a lot of early pitch outs for both these teams. And right now, this inning, Stubbs is really having to work for every out he gets.
2 down for Dylan Dubovic, who flied out to right his first time. Takes strike 1. Challenge for the team that does not win this game because you got that quick turnaround. Game for now scheduled for 1 o'clock Eastern time tomorrow. 0-2. Ryder, Troy, Miami, and the host, the Florida Gators. Would you care to analyze what was happening in the dugout there? Or just going to let things go? It's what happens in the dugout stays in the dugout. Hot shot, good pick by Paiseki over to first, and that will do it. But Miami goes deep twice in the third.
Yeah, you got Shahan. He gets the party started with a little line drive into the bullpen. And then he passed that baton for the 3-run shot. Derek Williams, let the big man get it done.
All right, that's what Lance was talking about. Four seeds knocking off 1 seeds, including up the road in Tallahassee. St. John's with a win over Florida State. Mentioned Little Rock over Southern Miss. Milwaukee was on top. Was it? They jumped out 10-0 over Auburn. You were watching that one, of course, closely. Your son pitching for the Auburn Tigers. So battled back by the Tigers, but now they really have to fight playing the early game coming up tomorrow. This is swung on and sent to deep center field. It is carrying. It is off the wall. Blake Cavill will cruise into second base, and it's a leadoff double. And, you know, the Aussie will celebrate from afar with his teammates in the dugout.
Yeah, you talk about this is a big part of the ballpark. It goes to 380 in the gaps, and that ball hits off the fence. They do a nice job of backing it up right there. But look at this, just beautiful left-handed swing. The head stays down on it. Out of the box, look at this. The Aussie, double number 11 on the season. Just wondering how the boys in black are going to answer back.
Some things can't be unseen.
Hey, we have a saying, right? They're just college kids. That's the answer to you can pretty much the question you asked last inning. What happens in the dugout stays in the dugout. Like you answer it back like, "Hey, what are you thinking?" They're just college kids.
How about this though? How Blake became a college kid in the United States. He did a Google search. Janicki looks at a ball. It's 1-1. What did he put in the search engine? Best junior college baseball programs
in America.
Northwest Florida came up. That's where he ended up. He's played also at Western Kentucky and ended up in the Sun Belt. Played really well for Troy a season ago. First team all-conference 320. He was the preseason player of the year this year in the Sun Belt. But the guy at the plate is the one who ends up winning the Player of the Year award in the Sun Belt. So good Google search worked out well for the Aussie to make it to the States.
And so if you're a kid at home and you're thinking, hey, like I just want to play ball, I mean, you're thinking, hey, what do I have to do? Just start emailing people, Google search them, see what happens. All the way from Australia.
And you got to have a little confidence, too, in what you're able to do. And I think Blake is got confidence to go around.
Yeah, there's no issue there. We know there's a lot of confidence in that, and I love the fact that just the way he talked about it. You know, he's as happy for Jimmy Janicki to win the Player of the Year as he was for him. I mean, he just is a good team player. Really pulls for his other guys.
Janicki couldn't check the swing. Down on strikes as Evans gets his second strikeout, 1 down.
Yeah, here's the slider, boy. The true out pitch goes to it. He's got the 2 strikes. This is the perfect spot. You see right behind the home plate and just you thinking back foot slider. Alvarez does a great job blocking it up. I mean, that's a huge pitch, especially after that leadoff double.
Here's Stephen Meyer, who walked his first time. Strike 1. Rob Evans working with a 4-run lead here in the top of the 4th. One. Up and in. 2 balls and a strike. Stephen Meyer.
You want to know why that slider is hard to hit? Because that fastball comes in just like that. You're thinking, hey, stay on it. It's the slider going away, and the fastball sneaks in at 95 right up under your chin.
This is with the slider. It's 3-1.
That's a good at bat. That's a good take.
Brings the fastball at 95, and the count's full.
I mean, if you want to know and watch what a fastball is supposed to look like, that's just gloves tied down and away. That's what you're supposed to trust. 3-1. I'm going to throw my best fastball, see what happens. He puts it in a spot, doesn't even get a swing. It was so good.
Tap down in front of the mound. Digging down the line and beating it out is Meyer. Meyer had the little squibber out in front, and then the bat followed the ball out in front of the plate as well. First and third with 1 out.
Yeah, another jam shot, and watch. As he goes, he slips the bat behind his back. It goes right in front of the catcher. Alvarez has to jump over it. I'm a little shocked we don't see something from the Miami dugout on that, because I mean, he literally tosses that bat right in front of the catcher.
Yeah, a little hesitation by Alvarez, too, as Evans was coming forward.
Again, I don't know if that was on purpose, but well done.
Yeah. Las Gutierrez, pitching coach, going out for Miami. Cavill over to third. And Drew Nelson coming up. Nelson reached on a fielder's choice back in the second. Chance here for the Trojans to get on the board after falling behind 4-0 after the 4-run third inning for Miami. Time is called by the plate umpire. Now we're ready to go as Evans faces Nelson. Good job by Alvarez behind the plate, keep it in front, ball one.
Well, that's a couple good blocks this inning. He had that one on that punch out, that back foot slider, but right there just being able to stop the ball, not just blocking it, but keeping it in front of him where he's not able to move the runner up. Because, I mean, now you talk about you take that extra base, you got two guys in scoring position with one out.
2-0. Fouled back towards us. Cormier was ready to make the play, as always.
Hey, that have been two opportunities in a couple weeks. That's Jared Saltalamacchia, the guy in the green, former big leaguer. Red Sox, he had some Rangers. He was a teammate of mine with the Braves. He's brought on as the program development coach.
One hop to third, looking for the force, and that's what they'll get at second base as Meyer is retired.
But
he's a little awkward after bat of Nelson.
Yeah, look, another jam shot. I mean, he's just all in on the hands. But that's it. Saltalamacchia is a guy that's been in charge of obviously the program. And I asked J.D. Arteaga what that means. He goes, I'm still trying to figure that out. But no, he does a great job with the catchers, and we're seeing that with the young guy Alvarez, just truly learning as he goes. And I mean, the blocking has been so good so far this game.
Saltalamacchia winning the World Series with the Sox back in 2013. Here's Sean Darnell. Fouled back for strike one, 96, that delivery from Evans.
I even think he's calling pitches. I see him with the pitch comm, and what better guy to call pitches? You don't need a pitching coach to call. How about have a big league catcher? That's all he did for a living.
One. Good pitch. 1-2.
Yeah, that's a really good adjustment. The pitch before that was a slider, but that was one of the first ones he got on the side of the ball. We saw a lot more side-to-side break on that slider. This one right there, he got the fingers in front, a little bit more north-south, going away from the left-hand hitters and down.
Just missed. Outside for a ball, 2-2.
When you say just missed, and this is where, as a pitcher, boy, it looked like that went across the plate. Especially he's got a ball that runs back over the plate, got some horizontal run to his arm side.
Line to right, dropping quickly. He'll get down for a base hit. One run is in. Heading over to third base is Nelson. Sean Darnell comes through with a two-out single, and Troy is on the board.
Boy, sometimes you make the pitch, and this ball is perfectly placed. Look at that. It's a slider. You're thinking, all right, it's a one-handed swing from Darnell, and you see Evans throw his hand up like, whoa, you're not supposed to be able to do that. But, hey, that's why you got guys on the other team with scholarships as well. Boy, they coming in clutch right there. That's big to get a run after a four-spot offense showing a little fight.
Strike one to Jabe Boroff.
Remember how long that inning was for Ben Stubbs. It was 20 minutes in between pitches for Evans. So I know these guys do a good job of throwing the balls against the wall, the rubber balls against the wall in the dugout, but I like to see guys come out of the dugout and throw the baseball.
They've definitely made Evans work this inning. As we move through the lineup a second time, he's up to 63 pitches. And the count 0-2 to Boroff, the DH, who grounded to short in the third. Another good block by Alvarez. Talked to J.D. Arteaga in game here just a short time ago about how these freshmen have stepped into needed spots, and they have stepped up and played a big role in Miami's success. Swung on and missed. Evans gets the strikeout, and that will do it for Troy in the fourth. But the Trojans on the board. We played 3.5, 4-1 Miami. What a wild start today, 1 o'clock Eastern time. Ninth inning, Matt Leahy, number 9 hitter for Ryder, hit his first home run of the season, his first home run in 2 years to tie the game, but then breaking the tie, leading off the bottom of the ninth, Brendan Lawson with his 17th home run to give Florida the win.
Yeah, Leahy's first. It was not Lawson's first. He's got 6 in his last 10 ball games, and that was a pretty big one right there.
So the Bronx are down 4-0. They scored 6 runs in the top of the 8th. Leahy tied it in the 9th, and Lawson walked it off in the 9th. 5 home runs for the Gators today. Grounded foul, and it's 0-2 to Milano leading things off for Miami in the bottom of the 4th.
So we had 5 homers for the Gators. You had 3 for the Bronx. We got 2 for Miami, so we got 10 so far. It's a good start.
Called strike 3. Milano retired by Stubbs. Strikeout number 3. 1 down.
Yeah, talk about going to that glove side, down and away fastball. Nice job right here by Stubbs. Just perfectly painted.
Dave Corris handling stats up for us here today. Reminded us that the first pitch of the game that Florida saw.
Kyle Jones.
Home run.
Jack.
Last pitch of the game that Florida saw. Home run.
And that's why Dave's the man.
Grounded through the right side and a base hit for Sheehan. He's 2 for 2 tonight. So that game ended about a little after 4 o'clock. That Florida game, right on the walk-off. And we're at 11:28 Eastern time, and we are in the bottom of the 4th inning.
Well, I was talking with Florida's coach Kevin O'Sullivan, and we were talking about just the thought of having that early game and what it means. And obviously, as a home team, you want the night game for the fans. The school definitely wants it. More money, more concessions, everything. But when you play in South Florida and just the South in general right now, especially with all the rain, I sent him a text with the rain and the puddles and said, that's why you play the first game, because you get to go. You know you're going to get that first game in. It's the second game that's going to get pushed back, delayed, and obviously a 4-hour delay, and these guys are still playing while Florida's at home.
Look how it's playing out right now. And he told us this is the first time that Florida played the early game. And you have to love it, especially when you see things play out the way they have today with the long 4-hour-plus weather delay that delayed the start of this game. First pitch wasn't thrown until 10:15.
Well, and think about it as a scouting portion of it right now. When you play the second game, yeah, you're watching the first game and you're paying attention, but you don't have the mindset of scouting because you're still thinking about what you have to do to prepare for your game. Now that your game's over, you're just sitting back watching both of these teams, trying to make a plan for whoever comes out ahead.
And Florida will play the winner of this game tomorrow night. It will be the evening game, 6 o'clock Eastern time, as Peralta now 1-1. So that will be Saturday, 6 o'clock Eastern time. Now, there is something. No, just something in play. If this game goes beyond 1 in the morning, if it ends beyond 1 in the morning, there has to be 12 hours between the end of a game and then when you could take the field for another game, which would be what the loser of this game would be dealing with. So that may mean that we could be getting started at 1 o'clock. We've got clock cam going on, 11:30. So that first game tomorrow is supposed to be at 1 o'clock. Maybe it's a little bit later. We just don't know. We'll know when this game is over. I'm not saying anything about weather.
I thought you were pulling out your. I thought you put that meteorology hat back on.
That thing is in the closet, hidden, locked away. I am not putting that hat back on. Now, I don't know what was consumed during the 4-hour and 15-minute delay.
I need some of that. My man's still going.
Some sort of sugar just to keep things going here at 11:30. I know it's past my bedtime. Peralta with a swing and a miss. 2 strikeouts in the inning now for Stubbs.
Yeah, speaking of slider, Stubbs got his going as well. Another punch out on it. I love both of these left-handers. I know Stubbs ran into that 4-run inning, but for the most part, you got a lively arm, and they look very similar, both in that around that 6 foot, a little bit smaller, both lightning fast arms.
Check of the runner. One postscript on Florida. Kevin O'Sullivan did confirm that Aiden King will get the start, so the ace of the staff for Florida will start tomorrow night against the winner of this game.
And the way that bullpen looked, Aiden King's going all night. That's one of those where if he's able to go as far as he can go just to help out that bullpen.
It was surprising.
Right, McTani and McDonald came in. He actually hit a homer, but he also went 1 1/3, and I was pretty shocked that they pulled him. And then the next 3 high-leverage relievers combined for 2 innings, 7 earned runs, and the 3 home runs given up.
There's a strike, and it's 0-2 to Jake Ogden. Hit by a pitch his last time, scored on the 3-run shot off the bat of Williams.
I know a lot of the talk was how the Bronx offense would handle velocity. They looked like they handled it pretty well. A couple homers off of Jackson Barbary and Josh Reitman.
Big cut. Stubbs pumped up as he should be. Gets 3 strikeouts in the inning. 4-1 Miami as we head to the 5th in Gainesville.
The real fun. The real fun just getting started.
Run straight for the breakaway.
The celebration is on.
Of course, Miami no strangers to Omaha. 25 College World Series appearances, second most all time, but their last coming in 2016. So it's been a little while for a program that was accustomed to getting there all the time.
Yeah, I got a little history with the old Miami program. My one and only trip to Omaha as a player, 1999, freshman year at Alabama. We took 2 losses to Miami on their eventual national title run.
I wasn't going to bring that up.
The Miami staff made sure they let me know. I said, yeah, that's back when the strike zone seemed to be you could get a foot off the plate. But boy, they had some good programs. I actually went as my senior trip to Omaha in '98, and that's when Pat Burrell, you had Jason Michaels on that team, Robbie Morrison. So this is a long-standing history.
Number 9 hitter Houston Markham leading off for Troy. Skylar Meade, I'll give him credit for, being brave there.
Yeah, look at I felt like that was a, hey, I'm not going to get it. Let me just give the effort. So like you said, you get the credit.
Oh, you fooled me there.
Yeah, he made a business decision.
Okay.
Not going to put the hand all the way up.
Skylar Meade, Omaha experience, pitching for Louisville back in 2007.
I feel like he's set up for that slider down and away right here.
Two and two to count to Markham leading things off. Good battle.
Yeah, this is where I'd go to it. You see he tied the hands up just the way that swing was from Markham. Can't get his hands extended. So you got him thinking in. Right now you go that slider way.
Tapped out in front. Alvarez with the throw in time. Another good play by the freshman catcher. One down here in the 5th. So we talked about Skylar Meade pitching in the College World Series for Louisville. You know, one of his teammates on that team is in the other dugout for Miami. And Chris Dominguez was Skylar Meade's locker mate for 2 years with Louisville. There's strike one. And Skylar said that Chris was the best smelling teammate he ever had. Now, that's better than saying it's the worst smelling teammate I ever had, but Skylar was praising Chris's cologne and just being a teammate, but said he loved being a teammate. If you think back to Louisville and being in Omaha, and now these two opposite sides of the field, coaching against each other in Gainesville. Used to sit next to each other in the locker room for Louisville. Evans falls down, barehand attempt by Sheehan. Can't make it, and Paiseki is aboard with his second base hit of the game. know if Evans was going to have a play on this, but he definitely didn't have a play when he fell down trying to get his footing.
Well, this is a good job by Pisecki. Just really just put the ball in play, use the speed, make the defense make a play. Cheyenne had one shot. It was barehanded. It's one of those do-or-die plays, not able to pick it up. Love the effort. But again, good hustle, gets that knock.
There's Josh Pine over 2. Out of play for strike 1. What have you liked about Rob Evans on the mound for Miami tonight?
A lot to like. I mean, just the fastball up to 97. I love the movement on it, and he's not afraid to pitch in. We've just harped on the slider, how good it's been. So that fastball-slider combo is legit. He's mixed in enough changeups to make it that 3-pitch mix. It is predominantly fastball slider, but just shows you enough of it, especially to the right-handed hitters, just to keep you honest.
Line drive past the dive of Ogden. First and second for Troy with one down here in the 5th.
Oh, this is a good piece of hitting right here. Just the ball up in the zone. Watch the runner Pisecki, he freezes on the line drive. He's not able to go first to third, but good pitch to go the other way with. He does a nice job getting that barrel to it. Trojans weren't going to be a team that was just going to fold after that 4 spot. Had back-to-back innings, putting a little run together.
There's Cavill, doubled and scored the Troy run last inning. Takes ball 1. Up and in, it's 2-0. Eight hits, 4 walks so far in his 2026 postseason. Ground in, over the bag and down the line, a fair ball. Pisecki scores. Pine being waved around, no throw, and Troy back in business. It's a 1-run game. Another double for Cavill.
Boy, he is excited. He love when the team leader comes through. Boy, he goes out there, he hooks this ball. Look how in front he is, gets the head of the bat out, pulls it inside that first base line, and you see Godwin, the first base coach, going, go, go, go. Little slider, we call that a cement mixer, just out of the zone. Again, not even a good pitch, probably a ball up, but Cavill goes out there, gets it, hooks it down the line, and got a 1-run ball game here.
Here's Janicki 0 for 2. Takes ball 1. Fouled out in the 2nd, struck out in the 4th. 2-0. The Sun Belt Player of the Year at the plate. His team down by a run. Big rip at the 2-0 and sends it foul. Skylar Meade's team fell behind 4-0, but they've scored 3 unanswered. Game that was delayed 4 hours and 15 minutes because of weather. Didn't start till 10:15 Eastern time. quarter to midnight. We're in the 5th, and we've got a ball game. 2-2. 3-2. Janicki with a fly ball to center. Peralta comes on. He's got it. 2 down. Well, Evans has had Janicki's number so far tonight. He's 0 for 3. Here's Stephen Meyer. Meyer's been aboard twice. Walked in the 2nd, reached on an infield single in the 4th. Meyer had to battle through a shoulder problem this season, missed 7 games. 2-0. Led the team in hitting in the Sun Belt Tournament, hitting .412. First team all-conference selection up in a big spot here midway through this Gainesville regional matchup between Troy and Miami. 2-0. Ball 3. Drew Nelson on deck. Four-pitch walk, 2 on with 2 down. See lots of stretching and some work beginning to pick up out in that Miami bullpen. And now they'll start throwing.
Yeah, I'd look for a pitcher's meeting right here just to kind of slow things down a little bit.
So Rudy Erridge will head out for a conversation.
Mm-hmm. It's just, you could just tell just the way this inning is going, and also now do a little stall tactic, get some guys loose. They started to move around. They were all stretched and ready.
Little cleat work on Evans. Evans up to 92 pitches. Mentioned before, a really cool and comfortable night after the storm passed through here in Gainesville. But the senior from New York City working hard here in the 5th. Here's Drew Nelson with 2 down and 2 on. Ball 1. Nelson 0 for 2 tonight. One 1. Rob Evans tied for the ACC lead in wins. Tied for 4th entering play in the ACC in strikeouts. Foul tip. There goes the bat. It's 1 and 2.
Watch just how much run this ball just goes up and in, all over the hands of the left-handed hitters. And that's what he was doing in the first part of the game. Pitching into the righties, pitching into the lefties. not allowing those arms to get extended, just got away from it. Well, if he threw he could throw a front door slider basically right at the hip of the left-handed hitter. You just saw that fastball at 95 come right at your face. He just hadn't had control of the slider.
Two and two. Tried to check his swing, could not. And Evans gets the strikeout to retire the side, but not before Troy adds 2 runs. It's a 1-run game after 4.5. Third inning, the home run got things going for Miami. They'd score 4 in the third. Home runs from Williams and Sheehan before Troy answered back. They got 1 run in the fourth and then 2 runs in the fifth. Second double of the game for Blake Cavil. And that's where we stand right now. It's a 4-3 game as we head to the bottom of the fifth. Two and 0. Take a look at the game summary. 3-7-1 for Troy, 4-5-1 for Miami. A couple of doubles for the senior from Troy. Third inning, the big inning, with Derek Williams hitting the 3-run shot, his 16th home run of the season. Ground ball right side, Cavil from his knees. Good catch and a good finish, sprinting to the bag by the pitcher. Stubbs on the cover, 1 down.
About it right here. A little athleticism from Mr. Cavil. A little sliding catch, but look at that little hustle from Stubbs. If he gets over there, look at quickness. Make sure he gets the feet right. Steps on the white bag. Here we go. He's got a little different bounce in his step on the mound right here after that back-to-back innings where Troy's offense has pulled this game within 1.
Here is Williams, who hit the 3-run shot his last time. And misses for ball 1. Derek 1 for 2 tonight. Ground ball to third. Diving play off the glove of Pine, and Williams will have his second hit of the night.
I know this is obviously a base hit and that a play wasn't made, but how about the effort right here? Full extension. I mean, he is Superman flying, and he almost comes up with it right there off the bounce. Love the effort from Josh Pine.
Here's Alex Sosa, 1 for 2. Infield single in the third, his last time. Sosa reaching base in the third inning means he's reached base in 53 of the 57 Miami games this season. Heading the count 2-0.
How about this? You got your two team leaders, Janicki and Cavill, go out there. There's no need for a pitching coach to go out there and just settle you down. I love when players take the leadership roles. No need to have a coach. Go be a coach on the field.
Something tells me that, and this is first time Miami and Troy are meeting, but the give and take of Cavill at first with the base runners at first, probably pretty entertaining. That's fouled off the net. I mean, it's a running dialogue. They're still talking down there. Williams just went back to the bag, and Cavill had a couple things to say. You can see Williams smiling about it. Still chit-chatting a bit.
He's still talking as he's taking his lead. Look at him.
That's out of play. So now Williams is, halfway towards second. So now walking back and a little business first with first base coach, and now, now back to. Is he trying to throw Williams off his game? That's not going to work, right?
No, not going to work.
In on the hands, but the shift is on, so Pine is playing closer to second base than he is to third. Stubbs ready with pitch number 80. Another 2-2 to Sosa. Sosa towards the gap in left field, moving over, diving and making the grab. Somehow squeezing it is Drew Nelson. What a catch. 2 down.
Hey, well, it all starts with the jump. He got a great read on it, and this ball almost comes out. Look at that. They're talking about snow cone. That's just a trap, not a trap. He keeps it in there.
Is the glove even still on his hand?
Yeah, but he almost lost the glove. Stubbs says, okay, a little hat tip to you. That's the frustrating part of the game. You square one up, you think you got a double. Outstanding defensive play takes it from you.
A snow cone is when the
top,
ball
is it wasn't a snow cone.
Coming out of the webbing at the top of the glove. What is it when it's
he just
down
smashed it in,
in the hand and the glove is almost completely off? I mean, great job by Drew Nelson in left to hold on to it. Alvarez 1 for 2. There goes the runner. Here comes the throw. It's off the mark and into center field. Williams up and running. He'll head to third. So a stolen base for Williams and an error on the throw.
Stolen base number 9 for Williams. Got a great jump. Tough pitch to throw. It looked almost like a pitch out, but it was a little bit higher. I thought it was a good job by Williams, too. As he slides, he has the head turned to center field. He sees the ball. They tried to put the deke on where you kind of keep the glove where he won't run, but he's able to get to third base.
Alvarez fouls it off. It's 2-1. 3-1. Ball 4. First and third with 2 down as the clock strikes midnight here in Gainesville. Eric Freed, Lance Cormier, and our hard-working, long-working crew here early this morning to get ready for Game 1, 1 o'clock Eastern Time between Florida and Rider. A walk-off win for the Gators. 4-hour and 15-minute weather delay pushed back the start of this game to 10:15 Eastern Time. And it's a tight one. The winner to take on Florida tomorrow night. The loser has the quick turnaround to play tomorrow against the Rider Broncs in our first elimination game of the Gainesville Regional.
Yeah, very hard-working crew. They almost got an opportunity to go home. We got the, hey, game's canceled, going to push to tomorrow. The crew started to leave, and before they could get out the door, it was like, whoa, 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 come on back. You know,
we talked about it at the top. I mean, there was a lake in the outfield.
Yes.
That was even before they dumped the water off the tarp. But this field, newer field, drained beautifully. Grounds crew here did a great job. Our crew said, yeah, let's keep playing. Pitch clock violation?
Yeah, we're going to have it on the hitter.
Oh, a hitter violation. So 2-1 will be the count. Strike on Dubovic. 2-2. He disagrees and will take a step away. Two-two pitch. Pitch number 90 for Benjamin Stubbs. That's out of play. Alvarez was on the move from first on the 2-2.
There's still some life in that arm right here from Ben Stubbs. I mean, it was 95 the pitch before that.
Check of the runner, and they got him picked off. Now they have to decide. They'll come to the plate. Janicki gets the tag on as Williams went for the hurdle. So the runner was going on the 2-2 in the previous. He's going again. Stubbs with the pickoff move, and the defense comes through for Troy.
Yeah, nice little pickoff move from Stubbs, and a heck of a play by Cavill. He kept checking the runner, but look at Janicki. The athletic catcher dives to make the play and gets the tag. And I know Ben Stubbs was absolutely loving it.
That's the night for Rob Evans. The starter comes out after going 5, gave up 7 hits, 3 runs, all earned. A couple of walks, 4 strikeouts, and 97 pitches. First man out of the bullpen is Jack Durso, the lefty, getting loose. The freshman made 2 appearances in the ACC tournament in those 3 games.
A lot of young guys on this Hurricane roster that get meaningful playing time. Look at the 23rd appearance from Mr. Durso. Less hits than innings, strikeouts more. I love where he's at. Fastball run up there to 94 miles an hour. He got some good arms in the bullpen as well. Evans, I thought, had a really good start. He ran out of gas in that 5th inning. He looked like he was laboring pretty good, but all in all, 5 innings, leaves with the lead.
So Durso comes on. Opponents hitting .256 against the freshman this season. Sean Darnell will lead things off in the top half of the 6th inning. Miami runs into the final out of the 5th inning. Strike 1 from Durso. Mentioned 2 appearances, 2 innings of work in Charlotte. Gave up 1 run, did not give up a hit. Couple of walks, couple of strikeouts in the ACC tournament. Ahead in the count, 0-2 to Darnell, who's 1 for 2 tonight. Singled in the first run for Troy back in the 4th. They added 2 in the 5th on a 2-run double by Blake Cavell. One and 2. Ground ball through the left side and a base hit to lead things off for Darnell. His 2nd hit of the night.
But you want to talk about a good piece of hitting right here, Eric. Just staying on this slider, slaps it the other way, and watch the angle. I mean, he shoots this through. It's a semi-shift with the third baseman off the bag a lot, but boy, he makes it right through it. About Troy. 1 in the 4th, 2 in the 5th. Leadoff guy on in the 6th. This is the offense that is just putting a lot of pressure on this Miami pitching staff.
Ball 1 to Jay Boroff, who's 0 for 2 tonight. Two and 0. Jabe, the DH tonight, was doing some of the catching in the Sun Belt tournament to give Janicki a rest. Leaves behind the plate. Janicki wasn't going to leave the lineup, so he was out in the field a little bit. Played third base last year and never played there before. Was in the outfield a little bit in the Sun Belt tournament.
He said he'd gladly take the outfield, but he said he didn't like that third base. Don't put me over there. But sometimes you got to give the catcher a little rest. Get him off the knees.
2-2.
Yeah, this is a tough one. Look to be a little bit out, a little bit up.
Three and two, gets behind the catcher, but Darnell doesn't go anywhere. Alvarez done some pretty good work back there
I've been
tonight.
super impressed right here. Look, he knows the ball gets by him, but watch how fast. Look, he quickly jumps up. A little assist from home plate umpire, Tommy Cabello. Sometimes you got to be lucky, right? But I love how fast he jumped up, got on it. That's big, being able to keep that runner at first base.
He's got the comm system all set. Ready to receive the 3-2 from Durso. Called strike three. Boroff tossed the bat. Thought he had ball four. Instead, it's out number one of the sixth.
You'll see the Trojans not happy with this, but this fastball is just absolutely dotted in the bottom part of that zone, outside part. Heck of a pitch.
How about the dugout reaction? Going to be a couple pitches from that at-bat that they weren't thrilled with, that second strike before strike three. Here's Markham, who takes ball one. Couple of ground outs tonight for the sophomore right fielder. One-on-one. Troy dugout does not seem to be very tired, even though we're after midnight and they've been here for a long time. They're fired up. Out of play, it's 1-2. Yeah, I know that feeling.
That's what Eric looked like in the middle of the inning. We go to break, and that's what he looks like.
If Mike Roy keeps taking shots of all the sleeping people in the stands, I may be handing the headset over to Lance for the rest of the way. See how he is at play-by-play. 1-2. Caught looking. Back-to-back strikeouts for Durso.
Boy, just continuing to pound his zone with the fastball. This one's coming in at 90 miles an hour. Right down the chute right there. That's a hitter looking for something else.
Two down for Aaron Pisecki, 2 for 3 tonight. Singleton scored his last time. He takes ball one. One-on-one. Two and one. That's out of play. Corso from Seaford, New York, South Shore, Long Island, in relief of a fellow New Yorker, Rob Evans from the city in Harlem. 2-2 to Paiseki. Ball 3. Down the second. In time! Darnell caught by Alvarez. Alvarez continues to perform here late night in Gainesville.
Yeah, watch the athletic tag right here. Shea in full extension jump, comes down with the glove on it.
We may have looks like we're going to have a replay review here. Okay, we're back here. We haven't officially ended the half inning. We got a lot going on here in just the last 30 seconds. They are reviewing the play at second base. Out was the call. Troy has requested the replay review. They're looking at Pittsburgh, but somebody in the dugout has been ejected for Troy while the umpires had the headsets on talking to Pittsburgh. Here comes the call. So out is the call. Unsuccessful challenge for Troy. And somebody on the Troy staff has been ejected, or a player, but we'll have to sort all that out here. The inning is officially over, the top of the inning. But now we'll have to figure out who's gone now for Troy. I do not think it was Skylar Meade. It was one of his assistants. There was some talking, and we went through it a little bit about those tight calls that were going against Troy in that half inning from the plate umpire, and I think things just boiled over a little bit, and they just want to straighten out now who's gone. I think Troy's still trying to figure out, like, who can stay in the dugout. We'll find out soon enough if they give the wave again. So let's take you through the scoring while we sort out who can stay in that dugout for Troy. Miami got it going in the third. They had the 3-run home run from Williams. Sheehan hit the solo shot. It was 4-0. Troy scored in the fourth to make it 4-1, and then 2 runs came in on the double, the second of the ball game from Blake Cavell. And that's where we stand right now as we head to the bottom half of the 6th inning. After midnight. Game started at 10:15 Eastern time after a 4-hour and 15-minute weather delay. Poured for a period of time here. We had 2 lakes in the outfield, a left field lake and a right field lake, but field drained. Grounds crew did a fantastic job getting the field ready to play by 10:15. And now as we play at 12:19 in the East, It's Miami coming to the plate in the bottom half of the 6th inning.
Yeah, no shot I thought we were playing. The way, as hard as it was raining, you mentioned the lakes in the outfield. It seemed like the whole outfield was standing water, but you got to give a lot of credit to just the design of the field, the drainage. Ground crews did a great job, and we got a ball game right here. 4-3, bottom 6.
Bottom of the 6th. So Dylan Dubovik was at the plate when Williams was thrown out at home by Cavill to end the 5th inning. That's fouled out of play. It's so we're getting word that the hitting coach, which would make sense because usually the hitting coaches are the ones who are going to have issues with the strike zone when their hitters are at the plate. Ben Wolgamott is the one who's been ejected, the associate head coach. So we had a shot of Ben a couple of times there, and we could see him say, when we were in commercial break, for what? For what? I don't think he got the explanation for what. Stubbs gets the strikeout. One down.
This pitch was dirty. Change up. Look at that fading away. It was 88 miles an hour on the change up, just fading from the left-handed hitter.
6 strikeouts now for Benjamin Stubbs, senior from Macon, Georgia, who's up to 95 pitches. There is activity in the Troy bullpen behind Stubbs right now, who throws ball 1 to Milano. Milano has struck out looking twice against Stubbs tonight. Two and 0. Ball 3. Stubbs facing the lefty Milano now, who he's had success with, but then Sheehan on deck is 2 for 2 against Stubbs tonight, including a home run. So you wonder if this is it for Stubbs right now. And it's 4-pitch walk. Milano's aboard with 1 down here in the 6th. Skylar Meade staying in the dugout as Sheehan steps in. Noah Thigpen in the pen. And it's another ball thrown by Stubbs. Dylan Alonso also in the bullpen as time is called here as Pine and Janicki head out, talk things over with Stubbs.
You see him going to that tool that he uses to clean off his cleats. It's usually a tongue depressor taped together, a couple of them. The moisture, it looks like his cleats, the mud sticking to his cleats, especially on that push-off foot. Now we got a meeting from head coach Skylar Meade.
Now buying some time, and now Meade will head out to the mounds, and we'll see if this is just conversation on how to handle Sheehan, or if it is the end of the night for Stubbs.
I mean, Skylar is a guy that's been on the mound, competitor. See, he makes the call, goes out there, and this is where you go talk to the guy sometimes, and gave him an opportunity, but going to move on to the next guy.
Stubbs battle, little pat from his head coach as Dylan Alonso comes on. Welcome back to the NCAA Baseball Regionals presented by Capital One. Welcome back to Late Night in Gainesville. Eric Fried, Lance Cormier, and our crew. 12:26 in the East. We are in the bottom of the sixth, and we are on to the second pitcher of the night for the Troy Trojans. It's the junior right-hander Dylan Alonso.
How about from Tiger, Georgia? I don't know where that's at, but I'll have to research that. But I know right here, this is a often used man out of the bullpen. 26th appearance. Numbers are all good. Fastball's lively up to 96. This is something where he's coming in out of the bullpen. Everything's hard. It's cutter, slider, curveball, all hard. Really nothing changing much speeds.
Made a team-high 3 appearances in the Sun Belt tournament. Throwing 5 innings, giving up a couple of hits. One and two to count to Sheehan. Two and two. Milano takes his lead off first. Sheehan gets a piece. Another 2-2 to Sheehan. Full count. Stubbs went 5 in the third, gave up 6 hits, 3 earned runs, couple of walks, 6 strikeouts. All 4 Miami runs came in the third. Ball 4, first and second with 1 down here in the 6th. Fabio Peralta, the number 9 hitter, is due up. Looks like we're going to have a pinch hitter here for Miami. Senior Brylan West getting set to step to the plate. See the numbers for West on the season. .51 hits and 168 bats for West, 5 home runs. He steps in with 2 on and 1 out in the 6th. Swings at the first pitch and fouls it off.
Yeah, this is not your average pinch hitter thinking you're going to get a guy off the bench with minimal at-bats.
Right.
He's played most of the year, 49 games started.
Up there hacking, down the count 0-2.
All right, usually that's what happens when you come off the bench. You're looking for something straight, and he's gotten the fastball. When you see it, you take some hacks, especially with runners in scoring position. Well, props to the squeeze play crew. Still going after midnight.
1-2 to West.
Oof. We saw one of those in the first game that Riders starter PJ Craig was a bases loaded backup slider, got away with it. That's another one of those sliders that just doesn't spin, doesn't break, that sometimes you just got to get lucky. West just missed that.
West battling. His last at-bat came over 2 weeks ago, May the 15th at Florida State. Spent the last 2 seasons at FIU. Swung on and missed. Alonso gets the strikeout. 2 down.
Well, sometimes you just got to rear back, let it eat. 95 keeps it away from him. Nice job right there, blowing it by him.
Back to the top of the order. Here's Jake Ogden. Ogden hit by a pitch and scored in the 3rd. That's fouled out of play for strike 1. One on one. Two and one. Skylar Meade back to the mound. Little strategy session here with the 2-1 count.
Yeah, anytime you bring the whole infield in, there's obviously something you want to talk about. But a 2-1 pitch, this is how you want to attack him. Kept it easy, though. Smiles as he walks off. he talks about sometimes his team, he knows he's got a good pulse, finger on the pulse of that going, hey, there's times where I have to jump on them. There's sometimes where you got to coddle them.
Two and one the count to Jake Ogden. 2-2. Count goes full, so with 2 down, Milano will be on the move from second. Sheehan on the move from first.
You got runners going to be on the move right here. This is where you just trust your best pitch.
Fly ball, foul ground, and it's going to be out of play. We're not seeing quite the intensity and effort going after foul balls that we saw earlier in the day. I mean, it's after all,
it's a good read. He knew
close it in a 1 a.m.
He knew it was 3 rows back.
Well, there's not a lot of competition, so you feel like, well, I can just take my time and get to that foul ball. Another 3-2. There go the runners. And it's off the plate. The bases are loaded with 2 down here in the 6th. Three walks in the inning issued by Troy pitching. Here's Max Galvin. 0 for 3 tonight. Reached on an error and scored in the 3rd. Ball 1. Stubbs got a strikeout of Dubovic to start the inning, but then walked Milano. Alonso came on, walked Sheehan. This is a fly ball to right. Coming on is Markham, and that will do it. And Alonso gets out of the jam, leaves him loaded in the 6th. To the 7th we go, 4-3 game. Gainesville Regional Day 1 has bled into Day 2, but we haven't finished up the results from Day 1, if you know what I mean. Florida with the 8-7 win, Miami leading Troy. Florida right now scheduled for 6 o'clock Eastern time on Saturday. I'm just going to say that this is going to be a little bit of a moving target for our game times tomorrow, because if this game goes beyond 1 a.m., well, we're not going to get that. We're not going to hit that. So it's going to be beyond one.
Good luck.
It would take
I'd
a
love
lot
to see
of
3 innings go by in 21 minutes.
That'd be
So,
some kind of
cool.
record. Yeah. So the point is 1 p.m. Eastern is the projected start time tomorrow for the first elimination game. There's got to be a 12-hour gap between the end of one game and the start of the next when it involves one of the teams. This is what happens when I talk after 12:30. It comes a little hard. It's a bit of a challenge at 12:40.
Right, when you talk about recovery, obviously you got to get your rest. But when
You talk about me or the players?
everybody,
Okay.
right? But no, the players. When you think of the situation, right, that 12-hour rule just allows guys. But again, they're going to be here over 2 hours before game time. You're getting up, eating. So boy, and you know how hard it is to go home, go to sleep right after a game like this, no matter if you win or lose.
Top of the order for Troy. Off the hands, fly ball, foul ground, sprinting over and getting there to make the catch is Milano, retiring Paiseki, one down here in the 7th.
You know, as we say that and joke about the timing and everything, a lot of times you'll see teams send the next day's starting pitcher home when it starts to look like this, and then allow him to go home and get a little bit more rest.
One down for Josh Pine, 1 for 3 tonight with a run scored. Ball 1. Pine grounded to third in the first, flied out to short in the third, singled and scored in the 5th. Two 2-0 the count to the senior third baseman for Troy. Line shot, foul. Cavill ready to hand the bat to Pine. He waits on deck. He's got a couple of doubles today and a couple of runs batted in.
Yeah, big at bat right here. You obviously want to face Cavill with nobody on, just how hot he's been. You mentioned those 2 doubles.
Two and two. Jack Durso came on in relief of Rob Evans to start the 6th. Gave up a single. A good play by Shane to put the tag on Darnell, trying to steal end of the inning. This is chopped. Grabbed there by Ogden. The throw to first. 2 down here in the 7th for Troy. So here is Cavill, who's got the 2 doubles. The Aussie does have good pop, 12 home runs on the season. He steps in with his team down 1 in the 7th. Rob Evans got the start, went the first 5. Two 2-0. There is activity in the Miami bullpen. Ryan Bilka, Lyndon Gladwell working down there. Lefty on lefty here. Janicki, the right-handed batter, on deck. Two and one.
Yeah, you got that feeling that if Cavill's able to reach base, this is going to be Durso's last at bat. Like you mentioned, Janicki, the right-handed hitter, absolutely crushes left-handed pitching.
Three and one. Called a strike.
The freshman is coming up with some big pitches. That ball looks a little bit off, but the angle makes it look a little bit worse. But Troy feels like they've been on the wrong side of a couple of these close calls.
3-2. Fly ball with the shift on. Look at this run, running all the way over and making the grab. Covering all sorts of real estate to get there to retire the side.
Talk about closing the gap right here. Gabriel Milano, this ball, I mean, he is going full speed. He knows the wall's coming, but heck of a job keeping his eye on the ball.
If you weren't with us earlier, we appreciate you sticking with us later, much later, as we close in on 1 a.m. here in Gainesville. Our first pitch was delayed 4 hours and 15 minutes because of a weather delay. We had some heavy rain. We had lightning in the area. When we finally got going, Miami scored 4 in the third inning. Troy has answered back with a run in the fourth, 2 runs in the fifth, as we head to the bottom of the seventh here in this matchup of two teams making their NCAA tournament debuts for 2026. Back-to-back trips to the tournament for Miami. They went to the Supers last year after winning on the road in the regional round. For Troy, their first tournament appearance since 2023. The winner takes on Florida tomorrow evening. The loser turns right back around 12 hours after the completion of this game to take on Rider in our first elimination game. Two pitchers used by Miami, Rob Evans, Jack Durso, holding Troy to 3 runs so far. Derek Williams has the big hit tonight for Miami. 3-run home run in the third. was the second home run of the inning for the Hurricanes. Vance Sheehan led off the third with a home run. Alonso misses. It's 3-1.
Just showing you how much respect. It's just slider after slider to Williams. That's exactly the pitch he hit. He went down and golfed one out to center field.
3-2. Williams 2 for 3 tonight. Grounded to third in the first. Hit that home run in the third. Singled in the fifth. Was thrown out at the plate to end the fifth inning. And he's aboard for the third time tonight with a leadoff walk here in the seventh.
It's a good idea right there. That's just a veteran player knowing how the pitcher's going to attack him. He was lots of sliders, and then 3-1 he takes the fastball knowing that, hey, that's not the pitch he's looking for. He's thinking slider and goes right back to it. Not able to throw it over the plate. Gets the leadoff walk.
Alex Sosa 1 for 3 tonight. Reached on an infield single in the third. Was robbed of a hit by Drew Nelson, who made a great catch in left field in the fifth. Gets away from Janicki. He's trying to find it. Runner's heading to third. The throw ends up down the left field line. Third error of the game for Troy will be costly as Miami gets a gift run to go up 5-3. See him saying, what are you doing? Let's take you back through this play.
See, watch Janicki, look, he holds the mask the whole time, then he keeps it in his glove, off his back foot. He tries to make a throw. I mean, you're talking a 150-foot throw off the back foot. So we got a wild pitch. Then the E2 allows the runner to come home.
Skylar Meade being warned now by the plate umpire. We've had one member of the coaching staff already ejected. Now Meade's coming out, calling for time to go out and talk to his pitcher. I'm going to assume this is going to carry over for when the umpire comes out to break up the meeting on the mound in a moment. Let's go back. Is the protest from the dugout about this check swing that was called a ball as it spun up there?
Yeah, I think that's the only thing that he could have a argument on. But you see right there, I'm not wanting to hold on to that mask. Drop the mask.
Throw it, right?
And he doesn't hustle to the ball either.
Now the umpire came out to the mound, and just as the plate umpire got there, Meade made the signal for the reliever to come in from the bullpen.
I was thinking along the lines you were, as he was going to wait for the home plate umpire to walk all the way out there and give him a little bit of peace of his mind.
So Noah Thigpen coming into the game for Troy. We'll tell you about the new Trojan pitcher when we come back. facing Alex Sosa, 2-0 count rather, facing Alex Sosa here in the bottom half of the 7th inning in what is now a 2-run Miami lead.
Yeah. Inherits this hitter, so if it's a positive result, it's going to go to him. If it's a negative result, it'll go to the pitcher right before, and Alonso. You talk about an outstanding arm when it comes to fastball velocity. Another guy out of the Troy bullpen, touch at 96.
So Thigpen comes on in relief of Alonso. Williams scores. He walks, goes to second on the wild pitch, heads to third on that same wild pitch, heads home on the throwing error by Janicki, his second error of the game. 3 errors now for Troy, helping Miami take a 5-3 lead. Two and one, 96 out of the pen from Thigpen. Three and one.
I think there's a lot. There's been some pitches that if Troy's going to go back, there's some that they've argued that were in the zone, but that one right there, I mean, that's a 2-1 pitch, should be a 2-2 pitch.
3-2. Fouled off. We were still trying to figure out in the commercial break why Skylar Meade was losing it. We went back and looked at the check swing. I think the consensus is it just may have been everything boiling over.
I'm going to think.
We saw Janicki reacting to the pitcher. Maybe
Correct.
he was crossed up.
Right, so that's number one.
Yep.
The effort from Janicki to
Trying
get the
to
ball.
find the wild pitch, but also holding on to the helmet and then
Right.
throwing wild, throwing his down the left field line. This is smoked out to center field, and Sosa has his second hit of the ball game.
I guess the check swing might have been number one.
Ball got away in the outfield for the moment, but Sosa back to first.
Sorry, I guess cross up, check swing, and the hustle, and then all of a sudden the bad throw. And that's where it looked like that's where he lost it. But this is where, I mean, it's the bottom of the 7th. It's 2 runs. This is where you got to reel everybody in. You got to keep everybody focused. You have one bad inning with nobody out, and this is how you lose the ball game. Your offense has been really consistent, putting pressure on the Hurricanes.
You know, it's so hard because when you think about it, you had the long delay as Alvarez is at the plate. Before the teams, the pitchers even warmed up. So, you know, you're in a holding pattern. You know it's going to be a long night. You're looking at the radar. Thigpen is going to get called for a balk as he got his feet tangled up. So down to second goes Sosa. There was that period of time where we didn't know if we were playing tonight or just playing 3 games tomorrow. So there was a lot of just stuff flying around. And then you finally throw first pitch at 10:15. We're closing in at 1 in the morning. Tempers are gonna be short. You're gonna be on edge. I want to give a lot of credit to Miami. They've kept things together here. It's been tough for Troy. They've got the 3 errors. They fell behind 4-0. It's now 5-3, but JD and his team just trying to keep their cool and just trying to get to tomorrow night.
Well, it's going to come down to execution, obviously staying mentally tough.
Line drive will drop in. Sosa had to hold to see if Meyer was going to catch it. So first and third now with nobody out here in the 7th for Miami.
Really thought that ball would hold up for Stephen Meyer to be able to get there. He looked like he had a great jump, but it's one of those decisions. If you dive, miss, it is. Nobody is near you as a center fielder in this part.
Here's Dubovic with 2 on and nobody out. He's 0 for 3 tonight and takes ball 1. (1 a.m.) here in Gainesville. Grounded foul, and it's 1-1. So that means our schedule for tomorrow is certainly TBD. We won't know till after this game is over. Squibb to the right side. Thrown back to third. They got the runner in a rundown. Sosa gets tagged out. He was trying to buy some time and trying to wave Alvarez over the third, but Alvarez just didn't have enough time. So another out between third and home for Miami on the bases. First and second with 1 out.
But this is something where Sosa, they were like, look, Cavill just checks and he knows he's going to go to first, but then he realizes Sosa had stopped, and so makes a nice throw across the diamond. And Troy's defense had let him down earlier so far with the 3 errors, but that's a good pickup. We've seen a couple runners out at home for the Hurricanes. That's one thing coaches just, boy, it just irks them, is when you give outs away on the base path.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and 2 the count to Milano. 0 for 2 with a walk tonight. One and 2. So the NCAA will put out a start time for tomorrow once we have an end time here tonight. Fly ball lifted to left field. Nelson to the track, to the wall, leaps up, and he's got it. Drew Nelson takes a home run away from Milano. 2 down.
We have seen 2 really good catches, but this is obviously the best one. Robs the home run. Love the low wall, but I love how he gets to the wall, gets his back to it, times the jump. Oh, yeah, nobody's going to be happier than that than the pitcher. Just saved him some earned runs.
Vance Shayen takes strike 1. Shayen's been aboard 3 times tonight. Homered in the 3rd, singled in the 4th, walked in the 6th. One and 1. Ball 2. Two and 2. Called strike 3. Shayen retired for the first time tonight, and that will do it for Miami in the 7th. Miami adds to their lead. It could have been more, but Drew Nelson came through.
Yeah, nice job, good time, perfect jump, saving the game possibly.
Back here in Gainesville, the winner to take on Florida. Our first pitch was delayed 4 hours and 15 minutes. 10:15 Eastern time is when we got started after the weather moved through. Miami's on top 5-3. They led 4-0 after 3. 1 in the 4th, 2 in the 5th for Troy. Miami just got one back in the bottom of the 7th, and now the third pitcher of the night for the Hurricanes is on the mound, Lyndon Glidewell.
Yeah, how about these numbers, right? 2-0, 5 saves. This will be his 29th appearance. 57 punch-outs in those 35 2/3. Boy, hitters are hitting 192 off of it. Stuff is it's not overpowering looking stuff, but man, it just continues to attack the strike zone up to 92 with the heater. Gonna mix in a slider and a changeup.
Brandon Degotti into the game to play third base for the Hurricanes.
Wonder if something happened to Gabriel Milano. Made some nice plays at third base. Just hit the ball. What would have been a home run.
Glidewell starts with strike 1 to Jimmy Janicki. Janicki is 0 for 3 tonight. One and one. Glidewell made one appearance in the ACC tournament, got a couple of strikeouts in his inning of work. And time called. Skylar Mead coming down to talk with the plate umpire who's going to bring the crew together here. For the moment, your guess is as good as mine. Head coach Mead down in the third base coach's box. The one who asked for this discussion. I don't think we're going to get an announcement, though, from the umpires here.
That's also the umpire over there, Travis Egert, who felt like didn't call the check swing.
Maybe it's something that Mead is asking about when it comes to the pitcher for Miami. He's still hot.
It looked like when he called the umpire, he pointed to Glidewell, but obviously we have no clue.
Little communication issue, it sounds like. And now he wants to know what the count is.
3-1.
3-1 is the count, so violation called on the pitcher. Makes it a 3-1 count. It's ball 4. Skylar Mead turns to the dugout. He was all pumped up after ball 4 was thrown. Trying to find some sort of edge here after 1 in the morning, trying to get his team going, down by 2. So Janicki's aboard with the walk, and here's Stephen Meyer. Meyer's been on base 3 times tonight. Walked twice and singled. Take strike 1. Just trying to trace back the steps here. Maybe Mead was wondering if there was a pitch clock violation earlier in the count because there was a little communication issue. At least you saw maybe Glidewell before that first pitch. Tapping on his hat. Two balls, 1 strike to Meyer. Glidewell facing 3 straight lefties right now for Troy. Three and one. Ball 4. Threw down the first, didn't need to because it was ball 4. Run the risk of throwing it down the right field line. Janicki will head over to second. Down the first goes Meyer. We've had a couple of funky things in this game. My gut feeling tells me the funkiest thing is yet to come. It just has that vibe right now.
That's usually what kind of brand of baseball you're going to see when you, like you mentioned, past 1 o'clock in the morning. These teams have been at the ballpark since easily. I know Miami rolled in on the field around 4:30. They started taking some infield, doing some throwing. Troy rolled in about 5:15. So you're thinking 9 hours at the ballpark. There's going to be some crazy stuff going on. Yeah, it seems like he keeps pointing his head like I'm having trouble hearing.
Meanwhile, you have to wonder. I know a bunch of Florida players and staff members are still watching. Hello, thank you for staying up. But at some point, you say, you know, I'm just going to get caught up in the morning on this, get my sleep. I'm sure they're hanging with us.
My man right there is hanging with us, too.
Drew Nelson squares, pulls back, takes strike 1. Offered at it, throw goes back. They got Janicki off the bag and they throw him out.
Well, Eric, you were just wondering why that back throw to first base, he was just getting his arm loose right here. Anytime you bunt through as a catcher, that's what you're taught to do. You throw against a runner, and Janicki as a catcher, you got to see that ball down. You know he's about to throw it. Heck of a job right there by Alvarez.
One and two, the count now to Nelson. The 1-2. We'll do it again. Count evens up at 2-2. 1 on, 1 out here in the 8th in a 2-run game. The winner to take on Florida tomorrow evening. Meyer off first. Swung on, cranked to right. Going, long gone.
How about this right here, Eric? You go ahead and rob a homer in the inning before and then come back in and hit a homer. Short, quick to the ball. Heck yeah, almost 408 feet. But that's some excitement as he ties up the ball game.
Home run number 6 on the season for Drew Nelson. You may want to call it like home run net 7 for Drew Nelson
Yes.
after robbing the
Yes.
home run
I like
and
it.
hitting the home run. What a time for it, tying it at 5 here in the 8th. Fouled off by Darnell, 2 for 3 tonight. Got to give Alvarez a minute. Freshman working hard back behind the plate tonight.
Hey, how big was that pickoff? Right? That's a Troy lead if Alvarez doesn't make that beautiful throw and that back pick after the missed bunt.
In there, strike 3. 2 down here in the 8th. Heart rate looks like it's still racing.
Yeah, that's a
for
shocked face. Like, no way
Drew
that just
Nelson.
happened. I robbed a homer and then I hit one.
I think they're going to check on Alvarez here. Saw plate umpire gave him some time and just want to check with the athletic trainer Julian Rivera. So after a quick conversation, they say he's good to go. He says he's good to go. And here's Jabe Boroff, 0 for 3 tonight. Conversation here. Remember earlier we got word that the hitting coach was ejected for Troy. So now, the roles are shuffling around a little bit, but the work continues. It's been a wild night.
Like you said. The wildest thing might be yet to come.
Tied at 5 here in the 8th. And Boroff will step in with the bases empty. Glidewell misses for ball 1. Boroff grounded to short in the 3rd, struck out in the 4th, and again in the 6th. One. Miami scored 4 in the third. Troy answered back with 1 in the fourth, 2 in the fifth. Miami took a 5-3 lead into the 8th inning. Drew Nelson tied it with the 2-run home run with 1 out here in the 8th. 1-2. Two and two. Held by Alvarez. Call the ball, and the count is full. Brings the heat, gets the strikeout, and that will do it. But Drew Nelson ties the game with a 2-run home run here in the 8th.
Yeah, he pulled one back the inning before, and all of a sudden he goes there, hits his 6th home run of the year.
The way Drew Nelson giveth, and it works out well for Troy on both counts.
Yeah, look how great effort right there. Gets his back to the wall. The small wall, he's able to rob that home run. Oh, yeah. Down 2, not anymore. Tie ball game. Nelson goes for home run number 6 on the year.
And we have a new ball game. After the ball game was delayed 4 hours and 15 minutes because of weather, Miami up 4-0, but Troy chipped away. They were down 5-3 in the 8th before Nelson hit the 2-run shot after he took away the Miami home run from Milano in the bottom half of the 7th inning. New pitcher on for Troy as Tommy Egan takes the hill.
Yeah, this is the guy. This is their number 2 when it comes to the pecking order on the rotation. He got 15 starts on the year, so he's making the 17th appearance and 15 have been as a starter. In his 1 game in relief, he does have 1 save.
Michael Torres getting his first plate appearance. He went into the field defensively to play center field. Tried to check his swing, could not. It's 0-2. Torres .230 on the season. Appearing in his 43rd game of the season. The 0-2. Egan gets the strikeout, 1 down.
Boy, nothing different right here for Tommy Egan. The chase percentage numbers are unbelievable over the course of the fastball, the slider, the curveball. He goes with the slider right there, gets a chase, got a little head bob going, getting a little energy out there.
Back to the top of the order, here's Jake Ogden. Ogden 0 for 2 tonight, was hit by a pitch and scored in the third, walked his last plate appearance in the sixth. Batting with 1 out in the eighth. Egan coming on, pounding the zone, 0-1. One. Egan made 2 appearances in the Sun Belt tournament, 1 start, threw 3 1/3, gave up 2 hits, had control problems, walked 5. And the count 1-2. Got a piece. Do it again. Ogden gets another piece. Tie game late in the game. You think about mistakes sometimes. A couple of outs between third and home at the plate in one case for Miami. Some costly errors for Troy, getting picked off at second base, as you pointed out.
Yeah, there's a lot of outs have been given away, and a lot of times you want to play clean baseball, and usually the team that plays the cleanest wins the ball game.
Now it's tough. It's 1:29 in the morning. As you pointed out, these two teams have been here a long time. It took them a long time to actually play a game. So trying to sharpen that focus when it's so hard to do.
That's exactly what it is. Is who can stay locked in, who can not let those distractions, not let those little thoughts sink in and get in there in your head.
This is hit well. Will it stay fair? It's carrying. It is a foul ball. Wow. That's the right call. Jason Harstick, first base umpire, making the call, but it's going to be challenged, it would appear, by Miami.
It shouldn't take very long.
You can see that white against the yellow of the foul pole.
If anybody wondered why the fair pole, foul pole, whatever you want to call it, is a different color.
Markham over there as well. So the umpires had the headset on. And Pittsburgh, much like squeeze play, staying up late tonight.
Both these teams looking for some late inning magic. Look at Pittsburgh.
Oh.
Got a couple of them sleeping.
Foul ball is confirmed. There was a quick review.
Initiated review. It will not be charged a challenge.
Yeah, a couple of these teams looking for some late inning magic, like Texas State. They hit a ninth inning 2-run home run to take the victory over USC in the College Station Regional. Another 3 seed getting a victory.
3-2. They've been dealing with rain in Tallahassee. They're in the ninth inning between Northern Illinois and Coastal. This is headed to the gap in right center field. They'll get down for a base hit. Ogden digging for second. He's in there sliding with a double with one down in the eighth. Missed a home run by a foot or two. Comes up with a double.
Boy, look at this piece of hitting right there. That's a slider down and away. Goes down and gets it. It's almost like he was running out of the box on the swing. And you can see the hustle, getting to second base, get to scoring position, one out.
So some maneuvering going on right now. And I do think with Drew Nelson jogging in, Dylan Kuhl goes out to left field. Line shot, two rights. He'll get down for a base hit. Miami retakes the lead here in the eighth. Max Galvin comes up with a clutch double with one down. And the Hurricanes lead 6-5.
How about it right here? You get your hit when it matters most. Coming in 0 for 4. A little slider just spinning over the inside part of the plate. Just enough of the barrel. Just drops it into right field. And Ogden scores from second easily. But that's what it's about. The senior. Take that 1 for 5 when it matters most.
Williams is intentionally walked, so first and second now for Miami with one down here in the eighth. Here's Alex Sosa. Did not check, strike one. Sosa 2 for 4, infield hit in the third, singled in the seventh. Fouled off, down the count 0-2. We are 3 hours and 20 minutes into a game that was delayed 4 hours and 15 minutes at the start. 1-2. Loser of this game bounces back later today to take on Ryder in our first elimination game at a time to be determined. There has to be 12 hours at least between the final out. And we've just gotten an update. 3 o'clock and 8 o'clock are our game times tomorrow. So here I am trying to do 12-hour math and everything, and boom, 3 and 8.
Well,
so
you
it
asked
changed.
for it.
I
You
got
kept
it.
mentioning it.
I
so
got it. So we go from 1 and 6 to 3 and 8 tomorrow. Ryder against the loser of this game, elimination game 3 p.m. Florida here on their home field at 8 p.m. Sosa with the walk. They're loaded with one out here in the eighth. Skylar Meade back out to the mound. Cooper Ellingworth has been getting loose in the bullpen. Alonso Alvarez will step in. And first, Chris Dominguez wants conversation with Alvarez. Freshman, ACC All-Freshman team selection, who's done some good work behind the plate and at the plate. 2 for 3 with a walk. Take strike one. Alvarez was 7 of 12 in the ACC tournament, including 3 for 3 against Georgia Tech in the semifinal round. 2 for 3 tonight with that walk. So he's kept his good postseason run going here in Gainesville. Two and one. Tommy Egan, the 4th Troy pitcher tonight. That's going to get through for a base hit. Runners had to hold, so 1 run scores for Miami. They lead 7-5. Alvarez continues his hot hitting for the Hurricanes.
Talk about insurance runs. How about this little inside out? This ball's all over his knuckles, but strong enough to get it into center field. And you're right, the runners have to hold. Line drive off the bat. Watch, this ball gets in on him a little bit, but man, he keeps his hands in nicely. That's a slider on the inside part of the plate. Look at that. All right, sees it go into center field. Yes, sir.
Well, Galvin scores for the 2nd time tonight. Williams at 3rd, Sosa at 2nd. And a pitching change coming now as Meade goes back to the mound. Ellingworth will be the 5th pitcher used tonight by Troy. So we just mentioned, but we want to show it to you as well, the updated start times tomorrow, again, weather permitting. And, you know, frankly, as I said, this game's got to end before 3 o'clock if this works here. You knew I was going there, right? I knew where you were going. Because you've done a regional after 3 in the morning, haven't you?
I really have. 2017 in Arkansas. I think we were on air at like 3:20 in the morning.
3:20 Central?
Central, yes. Oh, yeah.
Woo! Well, for now, 3 o'clock, 8 o'clock tomorrow are new first pitch times here in Gainesville. Elimination game at 3, matchup of the teams that are 1-0 at 8. And Miami tacking on some insurance, hoping they get a matchup with their longtime rivals, the Florida Gators, coming up here tomorrow. You got to do whatever it takes at 1:41. A little cold water on the face to stay awake. Ellingworth getting loose on the mound for Troy. Junior from Orlando, who is at USC Upstate the last 2 years. And a couple appearances in the Sun Belt tournament. Here he is in the NCAA tournament.
A guy that's been called on often, 28th appearance. Again, another guy. I mean, this Troy Trojan ball club keeps bringing out guys with outstanding velocity. Another guy up to 96. Mixes into cutter, slider, a little bit, very much the same pitch. Sometimes he just gets around the ball a little bit more, but tough situation to come in. Bases loaded, your team down by 2, only 1 out. So obviously looking for a punch out or trying to get a ground ball so you can turn a double play. The biggest thing is obviously can't allow Miami to get any more insurance runs.
Dylan Dubovic will step in. He's 0 for 4 tonight. Hit deep to right center field. It looks like it will stay in the yard. Tagging at third and scoring the 8th Miami run is Williams. Sacrifice fly for the freshman Dubovic. 8-5.
Yeah, super productive out right here. Just misses it right at the warning track. But obviously you get the sac fly, you'll take it, and more productive, you move the runner from second base all the way to third base, and now obviously he can score on a pass ball, wild pitch, anything like that.
First at bat for Brandon DeGotti came in defensively for Milano. One and one. This is smoke to left center field. Off the wall. Sosa and Alvarez score. DeGotti joins the party, and Miami adds to their lead.
How about this, 103 off the bat, a little cement mixture in the middle part of the plate. DeGotti joining the party. 2 insurance run, make it a 10-5 ball game. Alvarez, how about the catcher going all the way from first?
That's out of play off the bat of the 9th man to come to the plate here in the 8th inning for Miami, Vance Shayen. Miami squandered opportunities in the first 7 innings. They were 2 for 15 with runners on base, but they're a perfect 3 for 3 with runners on here in the 8th. 0-2 now to Shayen. He got the scoring started for Miami in the 3rd with a leadoff home run, his 3rd of the season. Singled in the 4th, walked in the 6th, struck out in the 7th. In there for strike 3, and that will do it for Miami. Last chance for Troy, down by 5 as we head to the 9th in Gainesville. 2A baseball regionals are presented by Capital One. What's in your wallets? Some of the sights from tonight's showdown between Troy and Miami. 5 runs in the 8th for Miami to take a 10-5 lead now to the top of the 9th. 9-1-2 for the Trojans, with Houston Markham leading it off and fouling it off for strike 1. Markham 0 for 3 tonight. Lyndon Glidewell gave up a 2-run home run to Drew Nelson, which tied the game up at 5 in the top of the 8th, but Miami bouncing back with 5 in the bottom of the 8th. Two and 2. A reminder, 3 o'clock and 8 o'clock are new game times tomorrow here in Gainesville. If this score holds, it'll be Troy and Ryder, 3 o'clock Eastern time tomorrow. And then 8 p.m. Eastern for Miami and Florida. Unless the Trojans can mount a big comeback here in the 9th inning. Stranger things have happened, and strange things have happened.
That's right.
Here tonight and this morning.
A lot to believe. I mean, Miami just put up a 5 spot. What makes you think you can't do it? I know they're not going to go easy.
That's out of play. I'm going to give a lot of credit to those fans. I'm sure the majority are friends and family, but there's quite a few people who've hung around here, waiting out the weather, the rain. Some have the look that I think I have on my face right now, just trying to keep the eyes open. Strikeout for Glidewell. 1 down. That's 3 strikeouts in a row since the home run by Nelson for Lyndon Glidewell.
Yeah, he's answered back. I mean, right there, he was all over the zone. Markham was just spoiling pitches, so finally goes right there, fastball down the middle for a punch out.
Back to the top of the order for Aaron Pisecki. 2 for 4 tonight. Singled in the 3rd, again in the 5th, scored in the 5th as well. Glidewell dialing it up after giving up that home run. Heading the count 0-2. Fly ball to left. Max Galvin waits for it. He's got it, 2 down. Just want to say again, thank you to our wonderful crew. I don't know if you heard the little silent celebration when they heard the new start time is 3 o'clock, so they can sleep in at least a couple of hours tomorrow. Yep. So thank you to everybody for being here early and sticking through the weather delay and sticking with it until just about 2 o'clock in the morning. 2 down for Josh Pine. Popped up on the infield. This should do it. Delgado's got it, and Miami has a win, and they have a date with Florida coming up later tonight at 8 o'clock Eastern time.
Miami withholds that number 3 seed. It's been a really good day for the 3 seeds. How about Galvin, the go-ahead RBI double in the bottom of the 8th, a little celebration. Capital One rewarding performance.
So Max Galvin had the big double in the 8th inning to break things open. And it's a win for Miami. Hurricanes will take on Florida again later tonight, 8 o'clock Eastern time. And it's the quick turnaround for Troy. Ryder wrapped up their game 4 o'clock in the afternoon on Friday. And just before 2 in the morning is when Troy heads off the field here, and they'll be back in that elimination game against Ryder. 3 o'clock Eastern time coming up later today. We will see you then. Thank you for staying with us from the afternoon into the evening to late at night to early in the morning here in Gainesville. Day 1 took a while, but it finally came to a close. Wins for Miami and Florida. For Lance Cormier and our crew, Eric Freed, so long from Gainesville.